Lesson 3, topic multiplying and dividing integers. Learning target, I can multiply and divide integers using various methods. Key terms, we've got integers, whole numbers and their opposites. Opposites, numbers the same distance from 0. So we've talked about these in the first 2 lessons, so this is just review. Remember opposites, so if they're the same distance from 0, that means if we jump 2 to the right, we get to positive 2. If we jump 2 to the left, we get to negative 2, which makes negative 2 and positive 2 opposites. Multiplying and dividing integers. Our rules are fairly simple for this. If you have the same signs, your answer will be positive. So a negative times a negative is a positive. A negative divided by a negative is also a positive. If you have different signs, your answer will be negative. So if you have a negative times a positive, it'll be a negative. If you have a positive divided by a negative, your answer will be negative. One tool that I like to use is this integer triangle. It only works for multiplication and division, but it does help. So if you have a positive times a negative, you'd cross those off, and what's left would be your answer. So your answer would be negative. So we're going to use this tool in our lesson today. First off, we have a multiplication table because we're not going to use a calculator because we want to make sure we can do this without a calculator before we use a calculator. So a multiplication table will be helpful. So I do have one in the slides and also linked in Schoology for your use. So let's practice 5 times negative 7. Well, first off, what is 5 times 7? Well, we go to our multiplication table. 5, 7, so we find where they meet, and they meet at 35. So our answer for number would be 35, but we have to determine, is it positive 35 or negative 35? So that's when we're going to use our triangle. We have a positive 5, so I'm going to cross off the positive, a negative 7, cross off the negative. What's I'm left with? A negative, which means it'll be negative 35. Next problem, we have negative 6 times negative 3. Well, 6 times 3 is 18. And then we have a negative times a negative. So negative times a negative gives us a positive answer. So our answer would be positive 18. All right, now let's do this with division. Same concept. 32 divided by negative 4. Well, let's do 32 divided by 4. So our multiplication table actually helps us with division as well. So we can go to the 4 row. And then we want to scroll until we find 32. So there's 32, so we have to find its match. Well, its match is 8. So 32 divided by 4 equals 8. So now if we go back to our problem, we have the number is 8. Now we just need to determine, is it positive or negative? So we had positive 32 divided by negative 4 equals negative 8. Next one, we have negative 49 divided by negative 7. So we'll go back to our multiplication table. We need 49 divided by 7. So we go to the 7 row, find 7, scroll until we hit 49. There's 49, and then we find its match. Well, its match is 7. So 49 divided by 7 is 7. So we know our number is 7. We just need to know, is it positive 7 or negative 7? So we had negative 49 divided by negative 7 leaves us with a positive answer, so positive 7. And then our last piece here is we're going to just do some with both multiplication and division in the problem. Since those are on the same level for order of operations, we can just do it from left to right. So we're going to start with 7 times -4. So we're just going to do that piece first. 7 times -4, well, what's 7 times 4? Use our multiplication table if we need. 7 and 4, where do they meet? They meet at 28. So we know that this is going to be 28, positive or negative check. So 7 is positive, 4 is negative. Our answer is -28. Now we can't forget about the rest of the problem. So we have divided by -2. Well, 28 divided by 2, we just cut 28 in half and we get 14. We know our number is 14, but now we have to clear off our triangle and check. -28 divided by -2 gives us +14. One last problem here for us. We have 54 divided by 9 times -3. So again, we can do this problem from left to right. So we'll start with the first two numbers, 54 divided by 9. Well, those are two positive numbers, so I know my answer is going to be positive. Let's check to see what 54 divided by 9 is. We go to 9, scroll till we find 54, find its match. Its match is 6. So 54 divided by 9 is 6 times -3. 6 times 3 I know is 18. 6 is positive, 3 is negative, so my answer is -18. That's all the notes I have for you. Thank you for watching this video, and go ahead and move into your practice.